Why do you think it's so difficult for most people to like start making the change to like figure these things out?
I think it starts with like being uncomfortable. It starts in a place of fear. They don't know how to do it. My wife actually, she started working out with a group of women. We set up a gym at my house and stuff like that. And she just invited a bunch of friends and family. And now there's like 12 or 13 people there working out all at the same time. And they all kind of said the same thing. Like they like lifting. They're loving these training sessions. They're having a great time with it. And when I talked to them, like, oh, why weren't you, lifting before? Like, kind of, and they just said they didn't know what to do. Like, they felt dumb. They felt stupid about it. They felt too new. It's just like out of their wheelhouse. They don't get it. They don't understand it. And so now that they have people that they click with, and that's what I would advise for a lot of people to try to start with. But I think, again, it's tough because if you think about your cousin or your uncle or so-and-so that runs on the weekend or whatever, like we're all kind of maniacs, or at least we appear to be kind of crazy with what we do because we love it. Like, oh, I'm not gonna call Bradley. Like he's way too advanced. I don't want to. But if a family member or a friend reached out and said, man, I need to put more time in myself. Would you mind if I tagged along with you this week? I'll just show up at the gym whenever you show up, and I'll just do what you're saying or do what you're doing. And you'd be like, yeah, come on. Like, you're not going to be like, bro, you can't even come close to hanging with the amount of weight that I lift.
I think, what I mean? Yeah, it seems like because you can't, to get something done difficult, right? Or training, whatever, right? You got to kind of love it a little bit. But I think for most people to first start something, like they're not probably loving it because they probably had an issue with it in the first place, right? Because it's like they're overweight or they're behind. So it's almost like you have to learn how to love the difficulty.
Right.
You have to learn how to love that thing that's going to be hard for you to do. And like, not just training, whatever it is. Like, you have to think about, like I said, I keep talking about this for some reason, is learning how to like fall in love with something hard to do. Like, you should be trying to do things that are hard.
When you go to work out sometimes, is it hard?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, right? And you start talking to your buddy. I mean, you own the gym and everybody knows you there and everything, right? I'm sure you've had this happen. You probably have gone there and not lifted a weight.
Oh yeah, tons.
But you had full intention the night before or the day of. You're like, man, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go in there and throw some weights around.
Yeah.
You're all pumped up, and then that's not what happens. You kind of talk yourself out of it. I don't think people realize that happens to us frequently. It happens to us quite a bit. And so while we're sharing this message of like doing something hard, it's not really that hard. There's a difficulty level to getting started with it. But if you're someone that exercises, even if you just, go to the gym a couple times a week right now, if you do like 3 sets of lat pull downs, there is just no possible way. I challenge you to do it. Go to the gym, do 3 sets of lat pull downs and leave. There's no way that you're only going to do one exercise for 3 sets. It's impossible. So talk yourself into like, if I just do that, that's going to encourage me to do more.
Yeah.
I oftentimes tell people, do more, be more. Motion is the lotion. Like, once you get moving, once you get your body going, then you're going to be encouraged to do more. And you might see someone else there. Hey, mind if I work in with you? And you just like it's almost like social awkwardness of like, kind of breaking the ice. Almost every single time that you ever work out, no matter how much you love working out, there's going to have to be a little bit of an icebreaker in there.
Yeah.
So I like to tell people, just convince yourself to do one body part.
Yeah, that's a good ass. That's
convince yourself to do one body part, and maybe even take it back from even there, and only one body part and only one exercise. I'm going to go in, I'm going to do lateral raises. I guarantee that it's impossible. You would not. I mean, it's not impossible. Someone could do it, right? And they could be like, I did that.
Yeah.
Right? But you get my point. It's like, it's hard.
You got to just get started.
It's like eating a potato chip. It's hard once you start.
Potato chips are so good, dude.
God,
that's like chips are my biggest weakness, man.
Sweets or no?
Sweets, chips. I like.
Oh, you
that
got all
shit.
kinds of weaknesses.
But chips are the worst though. Like if I get a
Yeah.
bag of chips,
What kind of chips?
bro, jalapeno chips, man. They're just the best chips in the world. If I crack a bag of chips open, I don't care if the bag is like Costco size. I just eat the whole thing.
I saw a Lay's potato chip commercial that and Gronkowski was eating the chips, and he said it's like winning the super. It tastes like winning the Super Bowl. God, it's like that's pretty good. They do taste really good.
God, that
Do you-
marketing's insane.
Do you dip them in anything?
No,
That's
normally
getting to be
not.
too fat, yeah.
Yeah, that's when it's like, dude, what am I doing? Like, who am I? You see me dipping chips into like
Yeah.
cheese, I've
The
done
next thing is for you to be like on the
Yeah.
sidewalk with a cup,
Just-
asking for money.
bum. I'm a bum now. Like just dipping. Like imagine me dipping jalapeno chips in like nacho cheese. Oh, that sounds so good though.
It does sound good. Kind of jalapeno chips.
The kettle ones. You know that green bag?
Oh, those are incredible.
Yeah.
The salt and vinegar, I like those a lot too.
You know what? When I was young, I used to eat a lot of salt and vinegar chips and drink soda, and then I just like can't do it anymore. I can't eat salt and vinegar no more. I just had
You did.
so